This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. This is my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, the first in a series showcasing a CD box set that I just can't bring myself to part with. Now I know the CD format is dead and dying. I know vinyl's making a comeback, and vinyl is very appealing to me. But as you can see, once I get started with something, it gets a little out of control, so I'm reluctant to go down that vinyl rabbit hole. Now, do I still listen to all the CDs that I have? To be honest, it's been a while, but I'm just having a hard time parting with most of them. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll see why I'm having a hard time parting with some of these things. Also at the end, I will let you know how you can listen to all this stuff in this box set I'm going to talk about today. So one of the CD box sets that I just can't seem to part with is this one. It's called the R&B box, 30 Years of Rhythm and Blues, and it showcases the most influential R&B artists and recordings in chronological order, divided into 6 segments, and it covers the years from 1943 to 1972. It's a 6 CD set. It was produced in 1994 by Rhino Records, who used to do a lot of these sets, and it includes a 60-page book. So the box itself is a nice solid one. It's got very nice printing on the front, embossed, and on the side, and then on the back as well, and it has each song listed and the artists per disc. Now the booklet inside is a nice 60-page booklet on glossy paper, and it includes an introduction to the genre, and it also includes information per disc on every song and on every artist, and in the back it gives the songwriting credits and the date that each song was recorded as well. So this is a very nice booklet. Let's take a look at Volume 1. Volume 1 is entitled Jumpin' the Blues from 1943 to 1950, and this one really shows the musical bridge coming from the swing era. There you have Louis Jordan on the front, and one thing Rhino does that I really like is they reproduce the classic record labels on the CDs on the inside. So, some standouts here include Five Guys Named Mo by Louis Jordan, which was also done later by Joe Jackson. The Honey Dripper, which you might recognize, that was the name of a band that Robert Plant did when he left Led Zeppelin. You have Old Man River, which was a song made famous in the musical Showboat. And then just some great titles like Elevator Boogie, Chicken Shack Boogie. I like this one, the Hucklebuck by Paul Williams and his Hucklebuckers. And another song that I've heard many times, Drinkin' Wine Spodioti, and that's a great one to sing when you have had a few drinks. That's Volume 1. Volume 2 is called Teenagers Are Diggin' It, and that's from 1951 to 1954. That's Joe Turner on the cover. And in this era, we have some white teenagers start listening to R&B, and they're moving away from the kind of bland pop singers that they were listening to. And let's see what the label looks like. There's a reproduction of a label I never heard of called Cat. And on this one, you have some great ones. You have Rocket 88, which many consider to be the first rock and roll song. It could refer to a car. It could refer to the 88 keys on a piano. You have Lottie Miss Claudie, which was done by several people, including Elvis Presley. And speaking of which, you have Hound Dog. This is the original by Big Mama Thornton that Elvis Presley made famous, of course. Crying in the Chapel, one of many songs from these discs that were used in the American Graffiti film. And as along with Good Night, Sweetheart, Good Night was also used in that film. I think that was the last song in American Graffiti, or the second to last song. And then it also has Earth Angel, Will You Be Mine by the Penguins. And that's one of those songs about a dying teenager, and the lover who's still alive is singing a song to the one who has passed away. Volume 3 is called Rockin' and Rollin', 1955 to 1956. That, of course, is Ray Charles on the cover. And this is where R&B and rock and roll really begin to dominate the charts. And this cover, we have the G record label reproduction. And on this disc, we have I Got a Woman by Ray Charles. We have Bo Diddley makes his appearance with his unique sound. I Hear You Knocking, which was done by Dave Edmunds much later on. Smokey Joe's Cafe was done by several people. Please, Please, Please makes an appearance with James Brown, the godfather of soul. And in the Still of the Night, pretty famous oldie. And Oh, What a Night by the Dells. I think they had a hit twice with that song. Volume 4 is called Goin' Nationwide. This is from 1956 to 1961. There is Clyde McPhatter on the cover. He was a solo artist as well as part of the famous group The Drifters. And in this era, we have the middle class really beginning to listen more and more to this type of music. And so you're getting increased production values on a lot of the songs. The label is the famous Atco label. And here we have Little Richard making his appearance with The Girl Can't Help It. We have the Coasters doing Young Blood. This is a song written by the songwriting team of Lieber and Stoller. They wrote songs for many different acts. And this is the song that Leon Russell sang at the concert for Bangladesh. We have Jackie Wilson. We have Kansas City by Wilbert Harrison, which was done by many people, including the Beatles. Gee Whiz by Carla Thomas, great performance on that. At Last by Etta James, a lot of lush orchestration on that one, and a lot of people use that in their weddings, including my own. And you hear it in movies a lot of times too. Spanish Harlem by Benny King. That is a Phil Spector production, very well done. And Mother-in-Law by Ernie K. Doe, kind of a jokey song. Volume 5 is called Soul Brothers and Soul Sisters from 1961 to 1965. They're getting a little bit more experimental here. There are more white performers showing up and more of an appeal to both white and black teenagers. There's Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells on the cover. The famous Stax label inside. And here we have Gypsy Woman by The Impressions. That's when Curtis Mayfield, one of my favorites, really took over the group with a very unique sound. We have Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs. Now that's a band that is mostly white, and they did all instrumentals, and they were the backing bands for many, many groups, including, I believe, for the Blues Brothers. Then we have Motown making an appearance with Marvin Gaye and Pride and Joy, The Miracles with Mickey's Monkey, Quicksand with Martha and the Vandellas, and we have Four Tops with I Can't Help Myself, and then Over the Rainbow, the standard song, given a new interpretation by Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells. Volume 6 is The End of the Golden Age from 1966 to 1972. Aretha Franklin, of course, on the cover. The label is the famous Atlantic label. And then this is really where we have the British influences dominating pop music. And we have, again, more lush orchestral sounds on this one. So here we have Wilson Pickett making an appearance. Percy Sledge's classic, When a Man Loves a Woman. Temptations' big hit, Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Summertime, the song from Porgy and Bess, with an interesting interpretation by Billy Stewart. Knock on Wood, which David Bowie performed later. Tell Like It Is by Aaron Neville of the Neville Brothers. Try a Little Tenderness by Otis Redding, which was a big hit for Three Dog Night. Then we have The Dark End of the Street and Do Right Woman, Do Right Man. That's by Aretha Franklin. Both of those performed by the Flying Burrito Brothers, among others. I Thank You, the Sam and Dave classic. Slip Away and Who's Making Love, two big hits that are about adultery. The Thrill Is Gone, the big hit by B.B. King. And another one with a lot of orchestration, Rainy Night in Georgia by Brooke Benton. Proud Mary, the John Fogerty song, performed by Ike and Tina Turner. And I'll Be Around by the Spinners, which was a big hit and also sort of led into the disco sound of the 70s. Well, hopefully you can see why I just can't bring myself to get rid of this box set. There's so much incredible music on it. It was so influential for other people, and it sounds good, and the box is put together with great detail and with great care. So I'm going to hold on to it, at least for now. The good thing is, if you want to hear this box set and you have a streaming service such as Spotify, the entire box is available on there. If you want to buy it, it's out of print, of course, but you can still buy a used copy at Amazon or at eBay. It's about $75 or so. Feel free to leave a comment or a suggestion about this video. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Otherwise, I hope you like this one. I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.